Welcome back, I'm Ying, and today we're going to get straight into how to troubleshoot your full suspension mountain bike with play in the rear linkage. So this bike here, I've recently had play, so all the pivot bearings were replaced by me, and they're all perfect still, as they've only been replaced like half a year ago. And then it came to me thinking, if all that's done, the wheel's perfect, everything's perfect in it, then it will come down to bushings or bearings on the rear shock. So the bottom mounting is perfect, and the way to test it is to simply grab your seat here and pull it up and down and feel top section, feel if that's moving up and down, or the bottom section. If the bottom section doesn't, the top section is. That means the bushings on the top have worn out, or the piece of metal that's going through the bushings. So I'll show you. So I replaced it today, and I'll show you what a worn out one looks like. So what you have to do is you undo the nut here, and that'll undo your rear shock, fully compress your space. That will go down, you pull that out, and then what you'll see is the bushing and and the part inside of it. So basically I've got the old one here in my hand, so I'll quickly show you. So once it's out, you see that, but that bit, if you can see, will be in there like that, and that in the eyelet of the shock will be over the top of this bit. So when you look like that, so what you do is doing this with one hand right now, pull off the spacer here, put it anywhere you want, like that, and then you'll be able to well, first of all, you pull off one side and you just shake it up and down, and you can, if it's worn out, you should be able to feel some play, like any play at all. So left or right play or up and down play. Any play means it's worn out. And then you take the shock, you take this out of the shock, and then you can see this is heavily worn out. So this is supposed to be anodized here, as you can see. Like the whole thing's supposed to be anodized, but instead the middle is so worn out that the anodization has come down straight to the aluminium. So we take the other side off here, so then we put the bushing down. Take the other side off here, so there we go. Take the other side off, and you can see the center part that's worn out. So all you have to do is just go onto eBay, search up mounting hardware for rear shock, either Fox or RockShox. Measure the length, measure the inner diameter and the outer diameter, and just buy one. That's how simple it is. And then, get that on. Then also, when that's worn out, you would also mainly find out the bushing's worn out. So the bushing is normally inside the eyelet of the rear shock, and when it's worn out, there should be play, and also inside of the ceramic coating. I don't know if my camera can. So that red stuff in there is ceramic coating, and when it's worn out, first of all, there's going to be play, and second of all, the coating should be faded away, or there might not even be any coating, or there might be parts missing. Or sometimes you may even just have some bushings that are really sloppy that you may have to replace anyway. So when you take the bushing out with a bushing tool, I'll quickly grab one now. So here's the bushing tool. All you have to do is just put one side, all of this side on one side of the rear shock and this section on the other, do it up, and then it literally just pulls the bushing out, and then you put the new bushing in, and then it pushes in, and then it's done. So after you do that, you just check this around, and then they should have some numbers. Do numbers, or if you can't find it, you just have to measure the inner diameter, the outer diameter, and then put either Fox or RockShox. So that's how you do bushings. Once you put new bushing in, it should be all fine. Like there's no play in here at all, and the whole system is rock solid. Just remember, do not grease your bushing. Do not grease your bushing here when you put. So when you put these in here, do not grease it. It's not recommended by GNBN Tech or anyone like that. Or you search it up on like SRAM, RockShox or Fox. You do not. You need special grease for it. like a dry grease, because if you put normal grease inside, like assembly grease, it tracks all the dirt, and the dirt goes in and makes it wear faster. So let's get on to pivot bearings. If your pivot bearings are the problem, when you lift your bike up and down, and these, put your hands here, so you just lift it up and down slightly with your saddle, and then you just put your hands here and feel if there's any movement. No movement at all when you're doing that. It's most likely these bearings. So inside here there are bearings. So there's two here, one in there in the frame, one on the other side. One in here, two in here. And yeah, well, they vary from different bikes, but basically how you can tell they're worn out is because there will be up and down movement and there'll be left and right movement. So you either, if you know your wheel isn't wobbling, grab your rear wheel and just pull it and push it, and it should be like a clicking noise, and you can feel it, or like a slight clicking noise, and you should feel it being a bit sloppy, so having a bit of play in it. Or if you know your wheel's wobbly as well, just grab these parts of the frame, move it as well. And if you find play in those, you replace all your pivot bearings. So you just need a special tool for that. Order the right bearings for the correct frame, so year, model, and the model of the bike, and then do all that yourself. It's fairly easy, a bit time consuming, or you can go to a bike shop. So that's how you find play in back of your bike. And if you've got any questions about this bike or just any DIY tips, all that, if you want to ask me, just let me know. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe, and have a great day.